Hey everybody, I am here actually a little early because we are testing something. So I'm going to start on time in another 2 minutes. But I wanted to see if we could figure out how to be live in my Facebook group Smoothie Shred, which I think we figured out the hack. Facebook has just changed things to try to make it. Oh, it's there. It's working. Woohoo. All right. So yeah, Facebook has changed once again, and it does not want us to stream into our groups, which is really frustrating because it's a great way to communicate with our groups. So I just try to work around, and it is working around the issue. So yay. All right. Well, then we can actually start a little sooner then. So I see I'm in Smoothie Shred.
Instagram right now.
And Instagram, it is. It's not live yet. Okay. Let's see.
Now we're live.
Okay. Now we're live on Instagram. All right. We did it. So thank you, everybody who's already been working on getting their questions in. My name is Dr. Brooke Goldner from Goodbye Lupus, and this is my Wellness Wednesday. So welcome. If it's your first time, this is a public service that I do every week. As I take time out from my schedule to try to help the public to see if I can answer your question and to help you with your health goals, understanding the best path towards better nutrition, disease reversal, enjoying your life, all of those good things. I can't act as your doctor because I'm a face on your screen right now, and I can't have any kind of medical relationship with you, but I will answer the questions that I can. If I can't, I will say I don't know, and don't use this in replacement for getting your medical care. Okay, so all the general stuff that you need to know, common sense, right? So far so good. It looks like for Smoothie Shred. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay, for those of you who just came. Meta, Facebook, has changed their rules, and they don't want us to be able to stream into our groups, only onto our pages. Why? So I just try to work around today, and so far it's working. So I'm glad, and I'll be able to see everybody. Oh, and hi, Winnell and Smoothie Shred. I can see you right there commenting. So awesome, it's all working. All right. So before we get to questions, so I usually will give some teaching, give some information, and then get to your questions, right? So most important thing for you to know right now is my online classes, 6 Steps to Reversing Disease with Supermarket Foods. My online class is available for free right now at goodbyelupus.com for the next 2 weeks. So these classes have been around now, well, goodness. They are definitely, I would say maybe 8 years or so, maybe a little less than that. But they've been around a while, this much hair ago, okay? And they've been extremely effective. They explain the information and science in the book Goodbye Lupus. So Goodbye Lupus is my book about my story of how I reversed my disease and the foods that make you sick. And so it is me teaching that to you. And also has dozens and dozens of case studies in reversing different autoimmune diseases, from lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, Sjogren's, mixed connective tissue disease, scleroderma, and more. And it's just as good today. So those classes have helped thousands of people around the world get their health back without ever having to meet me. Normally, you can get lifetime access to them on my website for just $47. But on a regular basis, I like to make them available for free just to push you to go, I need to watch and learn today, and not put it off anymore. So I'm giving you the urgency to go ahead and make sure you learn the information. And that makes my Q&As much better, right? Because all of you are coming knowing the information, and now we just got to get the questions answered. So please make sure you do that. It's my gift for your spring, and to make sure that you have the information you need to get healthy. I try to do as much as I can free for the public. So you've got the classes right now. You've got access to me in these Q&As. Just understand when you watch the classes. So when you have lifetime access to them on my website, you log in and you can just watch class 1 and then watch class 2, watch class 3. But to use the software that we use to let you just watch all of them for free, we had to combine them into one video. It's a little annoying, but worth the annoyance, okay? So basically, if you want to stop it, just hit pause rather than if you leave and come back, it'll start over. But since the webinar software is also hosted on YouTube, if you click the YouTube, you can move back and forth. You just won't be able to see announcements for me. Stuff like when I say in the video to sign up for a Q&A, if you're watching it from the webinar, it'll say, Q&As are now every Wednesday. You don't need to sign up, stuff like that. So you won't be able to see that. So watch it if you can through the software. Otherwise, watch it. All right, make sure you do it. I know folks who have said they come back and watch them over and over again. Have a watch party, then share the information. All right, so that's number one. Make sure you get all the goodies, all right? Make sure you get stuff for free. Two, for those of you who are actually looking to work with me, I already see a question saying, I want to work with you sooner than October. I know my wellness appointments are booked out to October right now. We're actually working on ways to try to help people see me sooner in some other way. I am pretty maxed out. And I don't want to give up the time that I serve the public. So I could see another person every week in this slot, but then I wouldn't be able to see all of you. And I don't want to give that up, right? But I see people as much as I can. But the soonest to see me right now is actually our next 6-week rapid recovery group. So my 6-week rapid recovery group, the next one is May 10th. We're almost halfway full now. We always sell it out. There's always a wait list. So if it's something where you're like, I've watched the free stuff, I come to the coaching, but I want your help or I need your help. I'm an organ failure. My symptoms are severe. I want coaching. That's the best and fastest way to work with me. So that's May 10th, goodbyelupus.com. You can sign up for that if you want my help. We actually just finished a group last Friday, and it's always amazing. Every Friday, every final group, we have one meeting where people just come on to tell their results, and it's awesome. We had a woman with MS who actually, before the 6 weeks was up, already felt like she didn't have MS. She feels such a faint amount of tingling that she wouldn't even go to the doctor yet. Whereas when she started, she had a lot of pain and tingling and weakness, and now she feels amazing. We had someone whose antibodies are already low enough to say goodbye to lupus, another person whose antibodies are low enough to say goodbye to Hashimoto's. Multiple people with Hashimoto's actually had to lower their thyroid medicine during the group because their thyroid started working again. One woman who came in just because she had out of control high blood pressure on 2 medicines, and she's off both of those medicines. She got off the first medicine in 2 weeks, the second medicine after 4 weeks. She's doing great. Her blood pressure is like 106 over 60 something. Yeah, all that stuff's happening. So it's really, really awesome. And it's something you should only do if you're really ready to go all out. All right. I don't want anyone to sign up for that program who's not ready to go all out, because that is an all out program. That is not a program where it's like, let's slowly introduce more chia. Let's see, no, we're going to I might modify it for you if I think you have a sensitivity. But the goal is, if you're doing that program, you want to be on the full Goodbye Autoimmune protocol, right? So we're going to get you on the raw foods that are just going to optimize your healing rates. We're going to be looking at your sleep and making sure you get enough sleep. And if you don't, we'll be working on that. We're going to make sure that you get enough self-care, that your moods are high, because what helps people heal faster? Optimal nutrition and good moods and getting enough sleep. So for a lot of folks in that program, they think they're coming in there for me to just make sure they're eating enough kale. And I spend the entire program helping them with their boundaries, their marriage, their friendships, their self-talk, their self-care, forgiveness. So every day we're working through the emotional stuff that makes people sick. And it's also why the majority of people who sign up for that program tend to have a history of trauma, anxiety, depression. Those create more disease. And those are more likely to be people who, when they just do diet alone, can't perceive the results until they get the rest of it. So it's really interesting. Every single time we get to the last meeting and you think that the celebration is going to be, oh my God, I said goodbye lupus. Oh my God, I got off my blood pressure medicines. Oh my God, I feel like I don't have MS. And really, they say, you taught me how to be happy. You taught me how to be grateful. You helped me release my traumas and embrace the goodness of my life. And that actually feels even better than not having pain and being able to close a fist again. And that is what I focus on. If you come every Wednesday, what do I spend my time trying to coach you on, right? The nutrition protocol is fairly simple, right? But this part, getting this part on board. 1, getting the brain to be willing to do it. I just have to convince you to do it. If you do it, you get better. You're going to get better, okay? Convincing people to do it, number 1. Getting people not to quit before they get their miracle, number 2, right? That's what my group is. Don't quit before the miracle, right? We had one lady, she's a doctor. Oh my God, I hope she lets us share her video. I'm talking to you. Who had autoimmune disease that had created so much problem in her lungs that she could barely talk without getting out of breath. Like she could barely get through a sentence, and she used to sing. And the other thing is she was in pain all day, every day, a lot of pain. Well, quickly, her lungs healed. Her body decided the lungs more important. And so the lungs got better, and she sang to us in the final meeting. She pulled out her guitar and she sang to us, and it was so cool. We were all crying. But her pain was there all the way through to day 41. And we're like, okay, that's all right. We know you're healing because you can breathe. If you can breathe, you're healing, right? Because you couldn't before and now you can. Let's just see, maybe you just need more time. And so on day 41, she had pain. And then she came to the meeting on day 42 and she goes, day 42, all my pain disappeared. It didn't go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 out of 10. It went 6 out of 10 to 0 in a day. And of course, it didn't happen in one day. It happened over 42 days, but it just disappeared on day 42. So it was the coolest thing to see her. We knew she could breathe again, and we were going to celebrate that and just tell her to keep going for her pain. Well, it turns out the pain just waited for the last day to make it epic. So, but a lot of what we're really trying to focus on for people is helping them get their life back. And for a lot of people, getting your life back and start now. And so that's the lesson I want to give you as I'm thinking about preparing for the next group and all the other souls that are coming to me to heal emotionally and physically, is for you to make sure you're doing the same. Make sure that you are working on the emotional stuff as well. If you are stressed and depressed, you're not going to get as quick healing. It's important. You still got to eat right, or else you're just going to only get sicker. But also, you might not even notice that you're getting better, right? Because you're going to be paying too much attention to the wrong stuff or looking for what's wrong, rather than embracing what's good and embracing how happy you can be right now, even with symptoms. So never forget to live your life and appreciate it. Not everybody had the great luck to wake up today. None of us know when that's going to happen to someone we love or to ourselves, where we see them one day and then not the next. If you woke up today, it's a gift. Don't forget to enjoy it. Don't just focus on your nutrition and all the other stuff around your health, Googling disease. Actually make this day worthwhile for yourself. Make sure you get out there and enjoy it. And that's one of the biggest lessons I teach in Rapid Recovery. And it's the biggest one that I know will help you with yours. Because if you can be happy today, then healing's just a bonus, right? So again, that group is May 10th. And it's right now I'm getting like 3 to 4 signups a day. So, and then it accelerates as we get closer. So just, if you know that you need my help, that's what you do. The other people who join it, by the way, are the ones who are in organ failure. We have multiple people in kidney failure, and the people who are on plan every single week, creatinine down, GFR is going up, right? Like this is just what happens. So we've had people recover lung function, kidney function, but a lot of times people will choose it just because their organs are going, and it's just not safe to just practice on my own. It's more important to get better quicker. So, but those are the reasons people choose it, or people who just want to hear me every day. You guys come once a week. I'm honored. Some people really want to hear this every day so that they can really stick to it and change. We have a lot of food addiction, people with food addiction as well who choose to do it. All right, so that is that. So we got the free classes, we got the Rapid Recovery group, and the biggest lesson, which is don't forget to live today. You're alive. It's a gift. Enjoy it. Okay. All right. Let's get to what you want, which is be able to ask me all your questions, right? So let me start off in Smoothie Shred because I'm so happy that it's working today. Let me see. Oh, so far we're just getting testimonials. So we got Winell, who says, I've been hypernourishing for Hashimoto's for almost 60 days. And I feel amazing. I've lost a good amount of weight. My energy levels are up. I haven't needed a nap in weeks, and my hair is growing in the thin spots and more. Thank you so much. Very cool. One of the most common things we help people recover from is Hashimoto's. So congratulations, Winell. That's awesome. You don't need to see the labs to know you're better, right? So that your body knows. It'll tell you. Hair growing back, weight loss, all those things show you're having better thyroid function. So that's so cool. Hi, Arlene. Good day. Hi, Carmen. And let's see. And then Kim wants to say, Kim Kilgore says, Dr. G, thanks for giving me the tools to reverse 10 years of mystery illnesses, including chronic fatigue, chronic pain, high cholesterol, pre-diabetes. Question. Well, first of all, you're welcome and congratulations. That's awesome. Question. I've heard you speak about the misconceptions around phytoestrogens. I'm confused as to whether our phytoestrogens help or hurt menopausal hot flashes. Thank you so much for all you do. Okay, so yeah, phytoestrogens is one that people get wrong a lot, and usually in a very frustrating way, in which that gets people to eat off the plant. So phytoestrogens are found in certain types of foods in higher amounts. So flax seeds is one, and tofu is one that people often talk about in terms of phytoestrogens. So people who really don't understand the science will actually assume that phytoestrogens are estrogens and tell you that you will get more estrogen in your body if you eat those foods. And that is so wrong. It actually hurts me physically. When I hear that, I actually feel a physical, no, it's absolutely not the case. My husband will often joke about that. My husband grew up eating tofu. His mother's Taiwanese. He's eaten tofu his whole life. Any of you have seen him. He does not have man breasts. He's got pecs, but he does not have breasts. He does not have his testosterone looks great. He does not have high estrogen. So eating things with phytoestrogen does not give you estrogen. And so therefore it actually does not cause breast cancer, does not cause man boobs, none of that. Okay, so that's number one. Now, what do phytoestrogens do? So phytoestrogens do weakly bind the estrogen receptor weakly. So the way estrogen works, or really the way most of how our body communicates, is a hormone will come in and bind to the receptor. When it binds to the receptor, it activates it, and that's what creates the physical effect. So when I feel more estrogen in my system, it's because estrogen is binding and activating, and then your body goes, "Ooh, estrogen," right? So what phytoestrogens do is they bind it very weakly, and it blocks estrogen from binding. So you actually get a net decreased estrogen exposure, which is actually healthier for people. So for men, great, less estrogen, not more. If you want a big dose of estrogen, eat some steak, right? A lot of steak people eat, they come from the female cows that are no longer being used for breeding, for milk production. You're getting lots of that. So from a formerly pregnant cow, right? Dairy, oh my gosh, a nursing cow, right? Tofu, no. Flax seeds, no, right? So phytoestrogens actually block it. So for most folks, they feel dramatically better because it's going to decrease our risk of breast cancer for women because we're having less exposure to estrogen. It can, and again, it's great for men too, no problem. Now, menopause is another story, right? So in menopause, what some of us go through is they're now decreasing the estrogen in our body. And so while most folks find that having the flax seeds as part of their hypernourishment program, even in menopause, they feel great. And actually, it gets rid of a lot of their symptoms of menopause. A lot of folks will tell me their hot flashes go away, they feel great. But I have had rare cases where some people felt like their menopause symptoms felt a bit worse with flax seeds, but not with chia seeds, possibly due to that effect where actually they need whatever estrogen they have to bind. And so even that effect, it probably doesn't happen if you're just having a handful a day, but if you're trying to have high amounts, sometimes when people are hypernourishing, they go above a half cup a day or more. Those folks, if you do find that that's the case, then the simple thing to do is just switch to chia seeds. So nothing unhealthy about it at all, but it could create a symptom for you in menopause if you have that easy fix. Like I said, most folks actually feel better when they have when they're going through menopause and they have some flax. But if you don't, that could be the reason. So hopefully that makes sense and explains it all. And congratulations again, Kim, for reversing 10 years of mystery illness and feeling great. We're so glad that our protocol worked for you. So congratulations. All right, let's go over into YouTube world. All right, let me see. All right, Alice says, "Hi, Dr. G, I wish I could see you sooner than October. I need encouragement. I'm on no fruit, goodbye Lupus protocol, 2/3 a cup of chia flax, 2 to 3 pounds of cruciferous, a pound of vegetables, 2 avocados, and supplements." Okay, well, it looks like if you're not eating anything else, it looks like nutritionally you're on the right track. I don't have a lot of details, but what you wrote looks really good. So that's awesome. I don't know how long you've been doing this, right? But if you're struggling to get results, the soonest, if you don't want to wait for October, you have really 2 options. A rush appointment, if you get a rush add-on, I do add time to my schedule to get people in, but even that does max out because I do have to leave this chair and I have to spend time with my family and do other things. And it's hard for me to do. I'm not even saying that sarcastically. Like I wish I could help more do every day. But I also have to, be a mom and a wife and other things, and rest. So a rush appointment is right now 12 weeks. I'll get you in July. But if you want to see me right away and you're already willing to go all out, the Rapid Recovery Group is the fastest because even private 4-week Rapid Recovery, I'm now, I think in August. So the group is the fastest, but do not sign up for the group unless you can use Facebook and you're ready to go all out and get coaching. Okay, that is really important, and not quit, because every one of those spots, you do not have to be sicker than other people to take a spot. We have some people who take a spot just as a self-care. We've had people who graduated our group and they come back once a year just because one woman just told me it feels like a warm hug. She doesn't need to come back. She's already healed her Hashimoto. She's healthy. She wants to come back just because she likes it there. All we care about is that you're motivated and you use the spot, that you don't just take the spot and then after a few days go, bleh, right? We want you to use the spot, right? But if you need it, that's the fast track, right? If you're not ready to be all out or raw, then don't do it. It's better to wait for the rush appointment. Or you can always make an appointment with my husband, Thomas Tadlock. Remember, he's the original creator of the protocol. We've created all these programs together. And so he's an excellent coach as well. And if you go to my appointment system, you can see that he does appointments as well, that people love him. He's amazing. I love him. He's amazing. All right, let's see here. Oh, you added more. I'm sorry. There's another post. I take the iodine, B12. I had celiac and Hashimoto's. My TPO antibodies went down 19 points after 42 days, and I'm grateful. Oh, well, that's awesome. And then L-glutamine, as a nursing mom, my arms and calves feel weak. Can you use L-glutamine? You can, but if you're feeling weak, then you need to work out. People want to grow muscles by just eating. I did a protein shake. Where's the muscles? It doesn't work. You have to actually use them, which means you have to work out. So, if you have a baby and you're nursing, I know listen, I've done it. You might have to squeeze that time in. I was pretty hardcore in my 30s. I used to bring my bands, those bands where you can they stretch and you can do workout with them. I used to put a baby in the swing and then wrap my band around the pole for the swing set. And I'd push with one hand and do curls with the other. Right. And then I'd switch sides, and then when they were running around on the playground, then I would do pull-ups on the playground bars. And then I would do squats and lunges on the different equipment. I mean, it's possible, even if you have a baby. So it sounds like you're actually on the right track and you're getting results. So that's awesome. If you're feeling weak though, strength training, do the strength training. So I wish I had videos of all that, that'd be wild. I have pictures here and there, but not videos. All right, let me see. Oh, I forgot I can do this. Here we go. Jill says, I have Hashimoto's and I have normal antibodies now, thanks to you. So cool. All right, we got to do a little screenshot. All right, let's see. Do I still need to supplement with iodine if my iodine levels are in the normal range? Well, if they're in the normal range while you are supplementing, then probably the supplementing is helping you. So getting rid of the antibodies is how you say goodbye Hashimoto's, right? If you don't have the Hashimoto's antibodies, you don't have the Hashimoto's. Now we have to look at the thyroid. If you still require thyroid hormone, you should stay on iodine 300. If you no longer require thyroid hormone, that you got rid of the antibodies and your function is normal, then you would go down to the 150 to maintain it. But congratulations. I mean, this is one of the most common autoimmune diseases that I help people with is Hashimoto's. And it's so, talk about physical pain from bad advice. Most people are told by their doctor, I don't really know much about nutrition, but don't eat cruciferous, right? Meanwhile, they're starving of nutrients, right? And then when they do my protocol, then the Hashimoto's goes away. So good. Good for you. Congratulations. That's why I'm very happy when I see people celebrate out loud. So all of you that are scared to do things, you can go, oh, wow, I have that too. Okay, she did it. I can do it. And it's funny because I posted a screenshot from somebody celebrating and saying, I followed your protocol and I'm healthy now. And all the comments were like, can I DM you to find out exactly what you did? And I'm like, oh my God, no, don't do that. She followed the same advice I'm giving you. She's doing the protocol. Just do the protocol. Everyone thinks there's oh, maybe she had a secret. No, she literally said, I'm doing your protocol and I got rid of it. So it's not like if you use broccoli and cauliflower and she used kale and cabbage and that was the secret. Just follow the protocol and you will get the results. Okay. So celebrate with each other and get excited by each other. All right, let me see here. Okay, see, look, I see even Alice saying, Jill, how'd you do that? She's doing the protocol. Alice, you can do it. You are doing it. Your antibodies are going away. You're doing it. And I love it. Wait, let's see here. You're telling me, all right, Alice, I'm going to confront you now. All right, this is what's going to happen. It's good. I've been told I am kindly confrontational. You just said in your post, right? So you have Hashimoto's, which is considered an irreversible autoimmune disease, right? Eventually it'll destroy your thyroid and there's nothing you can do about it, right? That's what they say, right? And you wrote, I'm going to write it down, I'm going to highlight it. After 42 days, my antibodies went down 19 points. And then after that, you wrote down, I'm working hard, but it's slow. How is 42 days slow? Like in just over a month, you've proven your antibodies can die off without you making new ones. You have proven you can heal in 6 weeks' time. Celebrate the heck out of that. And you're doing it without my help. You're doing it from free content or maybe a book you got on Amazon. Oh my gosh, holy smokes. Please celebrate that. I know, listen, the reason people know who I am for the most part, unless YouTube just randomly suggested me today, is because my results are fast, especially in rapid recovery, right? If you can feel my breath on your neck every day during rapid recovery, and I'm looking at your food and your moods and your relationships and your sleep and your self-care, you will get better faster than most. And yes, the results we get are extraordinary and shockingly fast. And if you're working on your own, getting free coaching online from a book and some free classes, and your antibodies are dropping, that is so cool. Please celebrate that. You want to go faster? I would love to help you. We will turn up the heat on all the burners and make sure that we're burning through inflammation as quickly as possible. If you're getting results, please celebrate that and be excited about it. Okay. All right, Alex, you're off the hook. All right, let's go over to Instagram. All right, Anfosec wants to know, what's the cheapest way to access your protocol? For free. For free is the cheapest. Go to goodbyelupus.com, click on the classes, and watch it for free. How about that? That's the cheapest. All right. All right. Let's see here. Listen, my goal is to help all of you for free as much as I can. I give a lot of my time and I do it happily. I was raised in service, that was one of the most important things you could do for the public. And even if I wasn't, the fact that I don't have lupus anymore and was able to have children and live a healthy life, to be 47 and to be pain-free when at 27 I was having mini strokes from lupus. Like, I want all of you to have this information. Do I still see people privately? Yes, because there are people who still need my help, right? Even though I tell you all this, even though I do the coaching, there are people who need my help. So some people want to have the book so they can read it and go back over it. It's like $15 or less on Amazon, depending on the sale. I do recommend all of you get my recipe book, Goodbye Lupus, Hello Delicious. If you're going to get one to go with all this, that's the one, right? Because you can just eat everything in that book and all the recipes came from people who healed, right? But you don't have to do that. You can use all my free content. And there are people who know that they need more healing. They need my help with overcoming their emotional setbacks. All right. They need help with self-sabotage. They need me to identify why they self-sabotage. Right. I mean, my group meetings, most of the time, when we get, so I do coaching and then we have people come on to the meeting who need to talk things through. And a lot of the time, I can quickly come to the problem that they haven't been able to see their whole life. This is one of the things that I'm good at that you don't get to see so much in these meetings because you're all quiet. You're just typing, but for example, someone saying like, why do I constantly stress out so much about, people rejecting me if I don't eat what they eat? And after getting to know someone, I can tell them, I say, well, it's because the only time you ever got praise as a child was when you got straight A's, or when you did something your dad wanted you to do. And so you developed a belief that maybe I'm only lovable when I do what other people approve of, but not just because of who I am. And so you bend yourself into a pretzel trying to please other people, hoping that that will make them love you, but then you never really believe that they love you because you're not even really being your authentic self. And then they just start crying. And that's just an example of someone that I coached that just came to my head, right? So sometimes people don't know why. Why do I keep screwing myself up? Why do I keep sabotaging myself? Why do I keep falling down? I know what to do. Why don't I do it? Am I lazy? Am I stupid? Am I unmotivated? No. So I'm able to connect those dots for people and be able to say, this behavior is because of this. So let's heal this and just eat the food and celebrate and do your self-care. Praise yourself. Let's work through it, right? And so I give them the game plans, not just on the food, but all the other stuff. That's why people will pay to work with me. That's the reason. is to help themselves stay on the plan, to help themselves stay motivated, to figure out why they keep sabotaging themselves. And the other reason is my kidneys are failing and I need to get healthy now. I can't lose another point off my GFR. I can't have my creatinine go up any higher, or I can't breathe and I need to be able to breathe again, right? Or my liver, autoimmune hepatitis, my liver, they're telling me I'm going to need a transplant, So either people are so sick they don't want to waste a moment, or emotionally they need the support. But the information, I give the information away. And I have for a very long time. And that's why there's people who are posting their results. And please keep doing that. People are posting their results saying, yeah, because of you, I don't have Hashimoto's anymore. Because of you, my mystery illness went away. I had never met these people. So it is available. So there you go. Let me see. What else am I being asked on Instagram? I've actually answered this many times. Larman Professional said, I've noticed you never answer my question about HIV. Do I have to book a call with you to discuss? I actually have answered this multiple times. I don't know if you come in and out. I've said that I will only give results when I've worked with somebody with that issue and I've gotten results. So I have never had somebody come to me to do my protocol for HIV. So I don't have results to share. Do I think it could be helpful? Well, it does optimize immune function. Will it change the T cell count? I don't know because I haven't tested it. So I never like to just give people theories or my thoughts about things because thoughts can be wrong. I once believed, just because it seemed right, that mostly what you eat most of the time is going to be the primary thing that affects your health. And if you have a bite-off plan of this or that, you'll probably be fine. Then I worked with at least hundreds of people in kidney failure, and I found out one bite can take away 2 weeks worth of recovery. So results proved that my thought was wrong. So I don't give thoughts, I give results. And so since nobody has ever come to me specifically to see, can we make HIV better? I don't have anything to share with you because I'm not going to give you a theory. I don't give out false hope. I give out real hope based off of real results. So that's why I haven't given you more than that. But I have answered this before. I know I have. I just don't have more to give you. But is there a downside to optimizing cellular repair and immunity? No, it'd be worth doing. And so if you do it, let me know what the results are. If you want to try it for your health and work with me, I would love to. But yeah, I only will give the results that I've personally witnessed through my program. And that's why most of the results I teach are from rapid recovery, because those are the people I'm watching every day and I know they're doing it right. So, that's why. Okay, let me see here. One more on Instagram. Nirupa wants to know, Dr. J, I've read your book, Goodbye Lupus. Do we have to follow this protocol forever? It depends what you mean. So you don't have to follow the strictest form of it forever. So the Goodbye Autoimmune Protocol is the strictest form of it, right? Where we're working on the raw foods just for healing, your emotional health, your sleep, etc., right? But when people get better, then we do what we call step down, where you continue on, but with a hyper nourishing plant-based diet. So there are certain things that you should never eat again. And that's the toxic, poisonous stuff that got you sick to begin with, right? So it's like you've done all this work to have the antidote to get better. Don't go back to the poison, especially once you're no longer addicted to it, right? So certain things I've seen get people quickly ill again, all right? Animal products. I saw somebody last week that I'd seen before. She followed my program and she fully recovered from her symptoms. But the moment she recovered, she went on vacation, and instead of doing step down, like gently adding in other cooked plant foods, but nothing inflammatory, she went out to a seafood restaurant. Now, she got away with it. She ate seafood and still felt fine. And she went, oh, maybe Dr. G's wrong. Maybe I can eat this. So the next night she had seafood again, still felt okay. Did it the third night, all of her symptoms came back. So it's kind of like, I've taught it before, where there's like a threshold for disease. So if healthy is over here and sick is over here, somewhere over here is when you start to get symptoms, right? It's like you're healthy and then you start to get sicker, but you don't really feel it. And then one day, boom, you wake up and you go, I cannot move. My hands hurt so bad. My knees hurt so bad, right? So a lot of times when people do my protocol, the moment they get here and they're like, I don't have symptoms. Right? So she got to like here. She's like, seafood, blah. So now we have to do it again and get her well. I don't know if she just landed here or if she got herself here. I don't know. All I know is the path back. So there's certain things that are not food for humans and shouldn't be. Animal products, dairy products, the ultra processed foods, all that stuff really should not be food for humans. And when people eat them, they get sick. So if you had to do my protocol to get you well and it worked, first of all, celebrate like crazy. Yay. It works. This is why I spend so much time teaching this stuff, is it works. And it's so wonderful that it works. And once it works, keep the hypernourishment, right? Like I still drink my smoothies. I still have all my water intake. Again here, not props, actual food and water that I drink, right? So you keep going with that stuff. And then you start adding in unprocessed other items. Now, some people decide to stay raw because it's the best energy. It feels so good. Like I've been raw all day so far. I'm usually raw until dinner time, sometimes through dinner time too. And it feels awesome. The energy unmatched. So a lot of people like to stay raw, but then they add nuts and seeds. They, eat as much fruit as they want. They just make sure they also get hypernourishment in. Awesome. Other people like to add in cooked food. Most people do. So then you add in maybe some potatoes, maybe some quinoa, maybe some beans, but like one at a time. And then you keep going with a hyper-nourishing plant-based diet and keep your health, right? I just published a case series in 3 women who did rapid recovery for a combination of lupus and Sjogren's. If you want to read it, if you're on Instagram, click the link in my profile. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, there's a link that's in most of my videos. Or if you go to goodbyelupus.com, you can find it there as well. But in the case series, all 3 were highly symptomatic with lupus and Sjogren's on medications, highly symptomatic on medications. All 3 did rapid recovery. All right. 1 did my group and 2 did private. And 1 was symptom-free in 2 weeks. 1 was symptom-free in 4 weeks. And 1 was symptom-free in just around 6 weeks. Right. And none of them have relapsed doing step down. They did step down the way I teach. And 1 is symptom-free now 3 years, 1 6 years, 1 over 7 years, including having babies, 2 babies since she's been symptom-free. So what we've shown is if you just do step down the way I teach, you can keep these results forever. For me, it's been 19 years. So I eat raw till dinner most of the time. I do smoothies and I do a big salad for dinner. And then with my salad, sometimes I'll put beans or quinoa on the salad, or I'll have like some tofu vegetable soup or something with it. Or if my husband's mother's cooking, we'll have like tofu with like asparagus and broccoli and stuff like that, cabbage cooked. And sometimes I just eat my salad and that's it. But I've been living that way a long time. And so since I've been healthy for so long, I do occasionally have something that's vegan processed. So like it was my mom's 70th birthday this past weekend. Happy birthday, Mama. I know you always watch me, so hi, Mama. Happy birthday, Mama. So it was her 70th birthday. And so we had a vegan chocolate cake. It was actually a blackout cake that I got made. That was one she had when she was a kid. It was vegan. It had sugar in it. I was not scared I was going to get lupus. But what did I have right after the party ended? A giant smoothie. What did I have the next morning when I woke up? A giant smoothie. So I'm now at the point where I'm so healthy, I'm over here. So when I ate the cake, I went here and then it went right back to here again, right? So when you're sick, careful, just eat for healing. When you're well, do step down and enjoy yourself. And after 6 months or more with no relapse, the occasional bit of sugar or oil will not cause a relapse. But if you do feel symptoms, you go back to it. But animal products, I have seen people get themselves sick within a few days with the animal products. So we've tested it. It's the results show it. So that would be the future plan. Okay, so let's see here. Let me see. Marinko wants to know, do you have any symptoms? No, I have been symptom-free since I was 28 years old. I am 47 years old. In that time, I had 2 kids. I have never had a relapse, ever of lupus. I had, at the time that I did this protocol, I still had protein in my urine. I still had a positive ANA. I still had positive lupus antibodies. I still would get rashes if I went in the sun. I still had arthritis. I would still get migraines constantly. I had joint pains. I had all the things, all fatigue, everything. And I was an intern during my residency. And I changed my diet then. Within 3 months, I did it. I lost weight that I wanted to lose for my wedding, and all the symptoms went away. And by the 4th month, every single lab was completely normal, and I've never relapsed. That's why I'm here. But I'm not just the only person. Now you can just look through and see comments and see testimonials. They're in my book, Goodbye Autoimmune Disease. They're in my classes that are free online right now. I am not a mutant. You can get well too, but no, I don't have symptoms. And that's really important because there are people out there, I'm not going to shame anyone or highlight it, but there are people out there who have claimed that they have fully reversed their disease using their diet. And I know personally, I know that they still have symptoms and they don't talk about it. And it's upsetting to me. Because I think, not because it didn't help them, I think it's important to share what helps you. Let me clarify. If you did something and you got better, that's important. But I think it's also important to be very transparent with people and let them know the truth about things, right? If you're better, then you can still help people, even if you're not perfect, right? But I've had quite a number of clients personally that I know they have books, they teach this stuff, and they're still symptomatic, and they don't mention it on any of their stuff. So I always encourage them to do that. Say, if you're farther along than someone else, then teach that. That's still good, right? It's like if you're a personal trainer and you've lost 100 pounds, but you still have 50 to go, you can still help people because there's people who need to lose 100 pounds, right? Maybe you won't know how to go from losing 100 pounds to a six pack, but you know how to go from 200 to 100 and whatever, like you can do that. So yes, I am telling you that I do not have symptoms of lupus. I do not have protein in my urine. I've had normal labs for all of this time. The only symptom I ever get is occasional migraines, but they are not the migraines I got from lupus. The only time I've gotten them is occasionally on around a period. Hormones will get you. But when they come, they're mild. I can actually work. When I got them with lupus, I was out. I was throwing up in bed, nothing. Now I can feel it. It's usually related to tension in my neck from my muscles because of how I sit and on my phone. And I do a little work on that. I might do a little migraine stick, whatever, and it goes away. So it's like mild. And most of it is based off of my skeletal system because I have scoliosis. Also, I wore a back brace for 12 years. So I still have some scoliosis. So my spine will pull my muscles. So as long as I keep my muscles taken care of, I don't get any headaches. If I don't and I'm sitting too much and I'm not doing my hot baths and doing that stuff, I have a whole video about it in my group, like how I stay headache free. Or I have a period, I can sometimes get a headache. But like I said, it's actually mild. I can work through it. And it's extremely rare that I've ever gotten a bad one in all these years. So that's it. I don't take medicine for that anymore. And like I said, it's something I can work out by working on my muscles. So it's not even inflammatory lupus related. That is the only thing that I can think of where I have any kind of pain or anything. And it's not lupus. It's muscular. So, but no arthritis, no rashes. I would say I don't wear foundation. So you can see my face, you can see my freckles. All right. I don't use filters. I want people to see me. So no, I don't have symptoms. And can you believe it? Even if it happened, all right. Mary, if I got symptoms now, I started getting arthritis and I wondered if I would. I mean, I'm sure I've had people message me about this, that we've been through some trauma in my family and just since December. And it has been the hardest thing I've ever been through. If I was going to get sick, that would have been the stress to do it. And I had people who were writing to me please don't get sick. Please take care of yourself. But even going through that, I don't have any symptoms. So even though stress and being in mourning is inflammatory, my body is so healthy that I still don't have symptoms. But you know what? Even if I did, I would still say it was miraculous to go 19 years with no symptoms. And you know what I would do to get back to healthy? I'd do the Goodbye Autoimmune Disease protocol and I'd get myself back to healthy again. So I would tell you. And if it happened, I would tell you. You guys know me. I tell you everything. If I got sick after that, I'd say, see guys, look what trauma can do. And I'm going to get better again with you. That's what I would do. But thankfully, I actually still am symptom-free from lupus. I haven't had any changes in my health. I just have sadness in my heart, but not changes in my health. All right, let's see if we go back to, let's go to the regular Facebook page. Let me see here. Hi, Susan from Illinois. Let's see. Wendy Saylor wants to know, I'm following your autoimmune smoothie protocol. It's a new name now. Goodbye autoimmune disease protocol, I'm guessing, or your goodbye lupus protocol. I'm eating raw vegan. Okay. A friend brought me raw hummus she made from sprouted garbanzo beans. Is this okay? I would not include that in the healing protocol. If you're just raw vegan, if you have no symptoms and you're raw vegan, and that's fine. Personally, I remember trying that. I was 100% raw for a while just because I do love it. I love how it feels to eat raw. It's laziness that makes me use the Instapot. Laziness now that I don't need to worry about it, right? But like when I'm raw, mostly I do smoothies, big salad, collard green wraps. I'm pretty simple about it, right? But anyway, I once tried sprouting garbanzo beans to make raw hummus, and it was so gross I couldn't eat it. So I don't know if your friend is, if she made a better one, that's great. But I had an epic fail, and I was even posting about it. I'm like, look at these sprouted garbanzo beans. It was so gross. But anyway, I don't know though for healing what it will do. So I don't recommend, if you're doing the healing protocol, just do the protocol as is. I have never tested what sprouted raw garbanzo beans does in terms of, does it slow it down or harm it in any way? I don't know. So I would save that. Now, if you're already in remission, fine, go ahead and try. But hopefully it's better than the one I tried to do. Let me see. Oh, there's Lashes saying that I've been on the Goodbye Lupus protocol for 28 days. I feel great. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so happy for you. Let me see here. Let's see. All right, Missy. Hi, Missy. My mom was diagnosed with diabetes 4 months ago. Kidney turned to decrease, cataracts, now Epstein-Barr. Will your protocols help with cataracts and Epstein-Barr? I know it'll help diabetes and kidneys. I'm sorry that your mom is so sick. I have never tested what happens to cataracts, although I have someone recently who told me they're going to try it and tell me that's good. Epstein-Barr is one that I'm a little skeptical about, just because, not in terms of recovery, just in terms of like, most people are exposed to Epstein-Barr at some point. So most of us will test positive that we've been exposed to it, whether you're sick or not. So, but what I can say is my protocol does optimize immune function and the ability of the immune system to fight back against things like viruses. So for that reason, I would say yes, but we don't even need to know that because the diabetes and the kidneys say you need to do this. So the biggest issue for you, Missy, is whether or not your mom is interested in doing this. Like, my hope is with the diabetes and the failing kidneys that she really wants to get well and she's willing to do this. The hard part would be if she's not, and that's the thing that's the hardest, right? Is getting people you love willing to do what it takes to get better. Not whether or not it will work for them, but yeah, let me know about the cataracts, because that's a really, that's one that I always want to know about. All right, let's see. All right. So Norio in Smoothie Shred wants to know, hi, Dr. Goldner. Thank you for doing this. I've been on hypernourishment for 3 years to control rosacea and eczema, and my skin texture improved and is glowing thanks to you. Awesome. Congratulations. It does work for eczema and rosacea. But recently, I've been getting breakouts. My dermatologist wants to test food sensitivity. I've not taken the test yet, but the test includes chia seeds. Could you be allergic to chia seeds? If so, what are the alternatives? It's possible, but if you've been doing this for a long time, most likely there's something else triggering it, unless you change something. I know for me, I stopped using a product I've used for probably 12 years. I used to love to use that brand of what's the word? Vitamin E gel, vitamin E oil. I used to use it, and I used it all the time. And then suddenly, last year, I used it, and my eyes swelled up, and I was like, what? And I didn't even know it was that, because I've been using it for 12 years. And then it healed, and then I did it again. Same thing happened. I was like, are you kidding me? So I think they changed the formula, because I don't usually have sensitive skin. I don't use a lot on my skin. So now all I use is shea butter. I'm not even using anything else, because I'm not risking, like, I just drink my smoothies, I drink my water, I use shea butter, and that's all I need. But I've been using it forever, and something must have changed because that same company had a moisturizer I used, and I used the moisturizer, and it reacted. So I think they changed their formula. So I just don't use it anymore. Took it off my Amazon page. I'm like, no. And I just use the shea butter, and it works lovely. It keeps my skin hydrated, which is all I need. I don't need anything else. But so I'm wondering if maybe like something, if you've been eating the same way all along, I'm wondering if maybe something you're using on your skin is actually causing it to continue versus you suddenly becoming allergic to chia. But I mean, you can use chia oil, you can use flax seeds, you can use flax oil. But if it's worked to keep your skin healthy all this time, my question would be, is there anything else that could have triggered it? Medication, lotion? I'm really anti-using most skincare products. There's just so much in there. There's so many chemicals and things in there. They change the microbiome of your skin. It's just, I don't use soaps either. I just use my olive oil soap, and I use that in the shower after a workout. But during the week, I just use water and some coconut oil on my to get my mascara off. But I just think that, you know, for most people, that's the biggest issue is the stuff they're putting on their face and not paying attention to what's going in. But check that out, Nuria. Maybe it's something else. But hey, if you find an allergy, you can definitely, take that out. It gives you something. All right. Instagram. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Hello, Lisa. All right. Ram Bursing 0024. Can blood and stool be treated with this protocol? So the most important thing is, why do you have blood in the stool? I have helped people with blood and stool for multiple reasons. So ulcerative colitis and Crohn's, great results with those. Great results with those. Most people who follow my protocol, work with me, they get better usually within 6 weeks. I've had people do my 4-week protocol and get better. The caveat, not even a caveat, but the thing to be aware of, when people have bloody stool because of inflammatory bowel disease, often we can't start with full rapid recovery, because you can't give someone who's bleeding from inflammation in their bowels like cauliflower. It is right? It's good for you. It's healthy, but you have inflamed bowels where everything hurts. It's like if I had a bruise here and you put your arm around me and squeeze, I go, ow! It's not because hugs are bad. I love hugs. Right? But it's because I have a bruise there that makes it rough, right? So that would be, so sometimes we have to really go slowly and help the gut calm down and then work our way up to protocol. The other reason people can have blood stools, hemorrhoids. Now, hemorrhoids are often because of, pushing through constipation. For women, it could be because of constipation. It could be because of pushing through childbirth, or it could be from the constipation you get right after childbirth, that pushing through that too. So sometimes hemorrhoids just develop, in which case my protocol helps because the fiber helps and the water helps move things through so that you don't have the constipation and helps things move. Now, sometimes hemorrhoids can get irritated and still bleed sometimes, but in general, as long as you keep your stool moving, then that's the most important thing, right? Constipation tends to make them worse. So the biggest question is to find out why. If you've got blood in your stool, you need to see a gastrointestinal doctor immediately. If you haven't seen one yet, you need to see one immediately. They do need to rule out other things. They need to find out, is there a cancer? Is it a hemorrhoid? Is it inflammatory bowel disease? Is it a fissure, right? Like you need to find out what it is first, right? Then you can know, like, is there any medications you need to treat it? Do you need some other evaluation or specialist, in addition to then the food you need to optimize your health and recovery? The good news is my nutrition is specific to recovery. So that's the most important thing, right? Any of those things are going to get better with my nutrition, but please make sure that you find out why the blood is there. Listen, it's not common, like more common for it to be a hemorrhoid than cancer, but you have to find out. So please make sure that you go ahead and do that. And before people ask it, if you need to get a colonoscopy, do not drink the sodas and the Gatorade and apple juice, please. Just do tea and like herbal tea and water and fresh pressed juices without the fibers in the smoothie. That works really well. If you're on step down already and you're eating cooked food, vegetable broth, that'll get you through it. All right. But yes, it is important to get that colonoscopy. All right. And then Miranda Elizabeth says, I'm on week 10 and I haven't cheated. I feel so much better. And I cannot wait to see my labs. Looking for advice on low iron. I've always been anemic and I'm really feeling it. So I'm so glad you're feeling so much better. I don't know from what, but I'm glad that you're feeling better. Some people need to take iron and that's okay. If you need to take it, you take it. I have had people who needed to take iron and then we did the program. And then afterwards they found their iron was actually on the high side and then they were able to come off of the iron and then continue on with food. But if you need it, then take it because you need it to make red blood cells. So if you need to take it, just be glad there's a solution. Find one that works with you that hopefully doesn't make you constipated. Take it if you need it. Let me see here. This is an interesting question. So Jan Esbit, what's the corn syrup in formula? What can moms who are unable to nurse do to feed their baby healthy? So this is a really important issue. So one of the biggest problems I have in general is that the foods made for babies are the unhealthiest of almost any type of food, starting with formula. So baby formula is actually ultra processed. Most of the time, the first ingredient is corn syrup, and then there's powdered cow milk, and then tons of chemicals. I mean, breast milk doesn't stay fresh, and it's definitely not in a powdered form, right? But I also understand you need to feed a baby, right? And not everybody can nurse. Now, one thing you can do to nurse well is do my protocol. I've helped a lot of women go through pregnancy. I've had people do my protocol while pregnant and through nursing, and it gives you wonderful breast milk. I was able to not only not get lupus during my pregnancies, but produce enough breast milk to feed chubby babies and donate tons of milk to other people. So I made a lot of milk. So what I recommend for folks is if you can't produce enough milk, one, make sure you're healthy enough. Make sure you're hydrated enough. A lot of women don't realize that you need more water when you're nursing because the water's leaving your system. It's going into the breast milk. And so you're getting dehydrated. And if you're dehydrated, you'll make less milk because you need the water to make it. So make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're nourished, make sure you're taking care of yourself. The other thing is if you don't make enough, listen, if you have to have formula as a backup, do what you need to do. All right. But I highly recommend using milk donation. So I know there are milk banks, but at a milk bank, you have to pay for it. And if you can afford it and pay for it, then I think that that's perfectly fine. The one I did, and I'm not affiliated with this organization, I just used them. There's an organization called Human Milk for Human Babies. It's Human Milk, the number 4, Human Babies, and it's international. And they have Facebook groups. And so what I did is every time I would fill up my freezer like once a week because I would nurse all day, put baby to sleep, and then I'd have to nurse before bed. And just that alone, I would get like 5 ounces out of each side. And then sometimes they weren't hungry and I'd pump again. So I always had a lot of milk. And so I would post on whatever city I was in at the time, Human Milk for Human Babies. And I'd say, hey, I've got a full freezer and I am free range, vegan, antibiotic free, medication free. Who wants it? And I would get just messages. And so then I would pack up bags of milk and women would pull up in front of my house with coolers and I would give a bag to each woman to put it in the cooler. And they would go around. I was so impressed with these moms. They would go around with those coolers and pick them up everywhere they could. When I traveled, I would still pump while I traveled, especially if I was just gone for the day to go teach. And then I would be at my hotel and say, I'd go on the website for that city and say, hey, I'm in Indianapolis. I got a bag of milk. Who wants to pick it up from my hotel before I leave? And then I would give. So that website, or it's not even a website, it's a Facebook page that you can do for different cities, but I think the website helps you find it, or you can search Facebook. And it's just moms who make a lot giving to moms who don't make enough. And I actually had a woman who, she used to pick up my milk for me. She was so sweet. She would give me like Christmas cards and stuff because she felt like I was part of the family as I was feeding her baby. And she told me that my milk was her top shelf. And it was slightly green tint from all of my vegetables. And it always had this golden layer of fat at the top from my omega-3s. It was really pretty milk. And so she would always keep mine top shelf, and then, she went on to feed her baby, but like the standard diet. And because of Facebook, she found me on Facebook because I was in a Facebook group. She ended up joining Smoothie Shred. And when her daughter developed autoimmune disease, she happened to already know who I was so that we could help her baby get healthy. So it was like, because I was able to give her milk, she then knew who I was when her baby got sick or when her kid got sick later. So it was kind of amazing. But anyway, so that's my recommendation is breastfeed if you can, get yourself as nourished as you can. If you have to use formula to supplement, don't feel bad about it. Do what you need to do. But if you can get donations or breast milk from a bank, then that would be best for your child's health because they'll be getting the nutrients, but also the immune support that they need that comes from breast milk. So, all right. One more round over here. Let me see. Let's go back to some YouTubers. Okay, so Jan on YouTube wants to know, in another protocol, I was told not to eat fat because the body's trying to get rid of the fat, and avocados allowed in your protocol. How many per day if one's diabetic? All right, so I understand that, especially if you're watching me now, you probably have searched the internet and found many different people with many different ideas. And the hardest thing, I think, and the thing that can actually destroy the effectiveness of a protocol like mine is to combine people's advice. I think you pick someone to follow and just follow what they're saying fully. All right. But I can answer the question. Eating fat does not make you fat. And fats are different in how they work in your body. So I know that a lot of protocols, especially plant-based protocols for diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes, will tell people that you're trying to get rid of the fat that's clogging up your insulin receptors, which is true. Okay. And so they will tell you to eat no fat. That can help with diabetes, but you're now malnourishing yourself of some things that you need. So not all fats act the same. And when people say that, it really just shows a lack of understanding in the physiology of how these different nutrients act in the body. And that's why also, even plant-based doctors and healthcare providers, and they come to me often when they're struggling because they know the basics of animal products are bad, most oils are bad, things like that. But if something goes wrong, they're not sure exactly why. My specialty is understanding the cellular impact of the different types of nutrients. How does it affect your physiology and your cellular function? Okay. And your immune function. So when it comes to diabetes, all right, and even the other fats, the unhealthy fats are saturated fats, which mostly come from animal products. Although also if you eat coconut oil, you can give yourself high cholesterol doing that. You can create some insulin resistance from that. But avocados do not cause insulin resistance. They do not cause high cholesterol, and they do not make you fat. So, and I've tested them, and you can eat as many as you want and still reverse your disease. I help people reverse diabetes in record time. Usually people's A1C will drop a couple points within 6 weeks. Most people don't have diabetes anymore within 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, if you're starting at 8, maybe you'll drop down to 6 and then down farther. But I mean, it works record time, and I don't make people fat-free. I put them on the omega-3s. You can have your avocados, you eat the other foods, and you get better. So you can have as many avocados as you want if you're diabetic. Just don't have saturated fats, don't have animal products. That's going to get you there, okay? So, a lot of people just it's easier to kind of do a blanket statement. Like, oh, fats are bad, just don't eat any. But there is nuance, and I'm here to provide that, to say, okay, like there are some fats that definitely make you sick. Then there's other fats that don't. I mean, avocados have been tested. And I mean, I've been saying it for years because I test it all the time in people. But they actually have done the studies that showed that they compared a fat-free plant-based diet to a plant-based diet with avocados and tested cholesterol. And the fat-free plant-based diet lowered cholesterol, but the plant-based diet with avocado lowered it dramatically more. And when I read it, I went, woo! Like, see, I've been telling people this, your cholesterol goes down. I eat avocados every day and omega-3s. I eat all that stuff. And I even eat nuts now. I've been in recovery a long time. My cholesterol is usually 157. And I had high cholesterol back when I was sick. So I don't have diabetes, none of that. So you can let that part go. And enjoy your avocados. All right. I know we're late, but let me just do one more on each side so I feel like it's fair and balanced. I don't want anyone to be left out on any area. Let me see. Hi, Deco from Australia. Let's see. Thanks, Susan. I'm glad you liked my Chef AJ interview. She just texted me again about how how much she loved that. It meant a lot. I just did a video with Chef AJ yesterday. I do the 4th Monday of every month as service for her channel also. And she told me that it was the most moving interview she's ever done, and she's done over 2,000. It was actually really touching. It meant a lot to me. Mark, scleroderma in the lungs, coughing, do the full protocol. Goodbye autoimmune protocol. If you need my help, group starts May 10th. We've helped a lot of people with the lung issues. Let me see. Laura, do not take high levels of iodine. You can poison your thyroid with too much iodine. You need the right amount. It's one of those things where it's the perfect amount. Not too little, not too much. Please just follow the guidelines I'm giving you there. I'm trying to see if I got a new one from Facebook. And then Sandra wants to know, small amounts of nuts allowed in recipes when doing your Goodbye Autoimmune protocol. I've read all your books. I'm confused. I don't see any use in your cookbook. Well, one is because nuts are not necessary for recovery. So they're not necessary for healing. And some people, when they have them, actually don't get the results or have a reaction to them, or it's too much omega-6 for them. So for that reason, I recommend you don't use them until you are asymptomatic. Or if you do use them, add extra omega-3. And if you're getting better, keep using them. If you're stuck, take them out. So I try to teach people, like, this is what will work. The other stuff is like, maybe it'll work with that, maybe it won't. I try not to teach that because that's just too confusing. All right. And then one more over here from Instagram, and then we will check this out. Oh, late. All right. Spoons for life. Have lupus and mixed connective tissue disease. Do not be spoons for life, right? Do not take on the identity of these illness. I want you to be overflowing, and I recommend that you do this. So I'm actually really glad you're watching. I hope that you go see my free classes and start this, and then you'll say unlimited spoons for life. All right, let me see. And Narzana, how do I apply for Rapid Recovery Group? Goodbyelupus.com. So if you're on Amazon, if you're on Instagram, click the link in my profile, and you'll see one of the links is Work with Dr. G. That's also where you see the free classes. Or you go to goodbyelupus.com and Work with Dr. G, and you'll see that option there. Let me see. All right, let me see. Okay. Well, spoons for life. I'm so ready. Good. Get it. I want you to be the next person posting. I feel so good. All right. And last one on Smoothie Shred. Nazrana says, I'm feeling weak from doing veg smoothie. Let me just help you understand. You're not weak from vegetables. That's not a real thing. Okay. If you're feeling weak, there's multiple reasons why. If you're just starting, it could be that you're in detox, in which case, good. Second would be you're not eating enough. My husband has helped. He just recently helped a professional athlete who works out 5 hours a day, and she did the raw Goodbye Autoimmune protocol. She just ate like more than double the veggies that most people do, and she was able to work out 5 hours a day and get rid of all of her lupus symptoms and start beating her own personal records for rock climbing, which is what she did. So if she's not weak, you're not weak from that. You need to make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Some people don't eat often enough. They're used to eating like 2 or 3 meals a day. When you're eating meat, yeah, it'll sit in your stomach and rot and keep you full. Veggies, they'll go through. So you might need to eat more often. Might need to eat more food. You might need some exercise to get some good energy in. I had a killer workout this morning. I don't even know how my arms are moving right now, but it gives me energy, you know? So make sure that you're getting your workouts in, get your sleep, and don't give up. All right. Just don't make the wrong conclusion. Sometimes people will go, oh, I'm feeling weak. I must need to eat a bagel. No, eat more of the vegetables and you'll get there and you'll get strong. Listen, I used to work out for hours eating only the raw vegetables, and I had tons of energy. So just make sure you're eating enough and let yourself get well. All right. I am over time. I got to call a client. So I'm going to get going. I hope that helped all of you. I'm happy we got past the meta block into the group. And I hope all of you watch the free classes, watch parties, get the info. It's free. You can't get cheaper than free. Okay. You've got free classes. You have free coaching. And if you need more than that, we do have other opportunities like my Rapid Recovery Group starting May 10th. So if you want my help, if you need this every day, that's why I do that. All right. Because I want to see people get better. But man, if you can just follow the free stuff and get better, isn't that cool? So whatever you do, whether you're going to watch the classes, whether you're going to do the group, whether you're working on this on your own, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Eat well, get your sleep, and don't forget to go have fun and enjoy your life. Okay. All right. Great to see all of you here. I hope you had a great time, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.